Alright guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're here to do my top 10 games on the Oculus Quest platform that are on AppLab. AppLab is a system that MetaQuest has that basically these games are not on the official store, but you can still download them if you know the exact name through the official store. It's just a little bit more hidden. So we're going to go ahead and talk about these. Let's go ahead and get into the video.
Gaming tech, eating brekkie is the gaming tech, going for a brekkie is the gaming tech, gaming tech is the gaming tech, gaming techie.
Alright guys, so the first one here coming in at number 10 is called Bocce Time. So obviously you guys are probably familiar with a game like this called Bocce Ball and stuff like that. A lot of people play this game at the beach and the park and stuff like that. And this game is actually done super well. I'm surprised it's not on the official store. I like the majority of this list that I think most of these games should be on the official store. But this has, 12 different environments that you can play in. It has AI, it has multiplayer, it has everything you could want in a game like this. You can play 1v1 or 2v2. You have unlockable balls and customization options. The graphics are really sharp, and it plays the bocce ball system really well. The physics feel good when you throw the ball. It really feels like it landed where you think it should be, and it's a lot of fun, especially if you're into bocce ball and stuff like that. I think they did a really good job bringing that sport into VR, and it's a ton of fun to do these trick shots and stuff, and they have some wackier courses and others where you can just play the regular straight shot, or you can see here there's trash cans in your way and stuff like that to add a little bit more variety to the way that the ball has to be thrown and stuff like that. So it's a really good game, and I would definitely recommend checking this one out. Number 10, Bocce Time. The next one at number 9 is called 4VR Sucket. So 4VR is obviously a developer who has made a lot of different games like bowling and pool and darts and stuff like that. And this is their latest game here. This is a game about sucking up items to fill your canister. And then when you have all your canister filled up, you have to go ahead and deposit them. That is the current game that's in here. Technically, this is in beta. The graphics are superb. There's a good variety of maps already, and they plan to add more. And you have to play with other players and multiplayer and try to steal their items and stuff like that. It's a lot of hectic fun. Definitely recommend you check it out. 4VR Sucket at number 9. The next one at number 8 is called Pierhead Arcade Quest, and I'm actually surprised this has still not come to the official store because this has been out for a while. But this is like having your own personal arcade, and they have over 30 different games that you would recognize from going to carnivals and going to arcades and stuff like that. And they're all really fun, and the majority of them, the physics are really good. They even have a bowling alley and stuff like that. There's a good amount of variety in this game, and again, I'm surprised that this is not in the official store. They even have unlockables as you play these mini games to unlock more. So Pierhead Arcade Quest coming in at number 8. The next one here coming in at number 7 is Tear for God. So this has been around for a really long time. You guys may recognize this name. And what makes this game special is the fact that it is using procedurally generated maps and stuff like that, where you're going through and basically fighting enemies and shooting them and stuff like that. But it uses your play space in the most unique way in VR so far, where it makes your play space, even if you're in a small room, feel like it's endless because it keeps opening up corridors and you feel like you're walking forever, but you're really just still in your small room. So it really uses room scale to the next level. It's been around for a while, and it started off as just a little demo, but now it's a full-fledged game with actual enemies and types and an actual progression system and stuff like that, where you actually progress through a campaign and stuff like that. It is really cool. If you have not played this game before, especially in the early demo days, this is definitely one you need to check out. It's a really unique game. Tear for the God coming in at number 7. The next one here coming in at number 6 is called Grab, and Grab is basically a multiplayer parkour game. You can have up to 10 players in cross-platform multiplayer playing together and trying to parkour across these levels and stuff. Now, this isn't new technically. Other games have done this before, but what really sets this one apart is the fact that players can actually create their own community levels and download levels for the community and play them and upload your own. And the creativity that, of course, people do and stuff like that is awesome. There's thousands of levels already in the game for you to play, from easy ones to hard ones where you're playing with other players and stuff like that. It is a lot of fun, endless replayability, of course, with all these maps and stuff like that you can go ahead and download. Definitely check this one out. It is Grab coming in at number 6. The next one here coming in at number 5 is Trivia Crack VR. So you guys may recognize this name because Trivia Crack was a game on the iPhone that a lot of us played, and it has been brought into VR, and they did a fantastic job bringing this game into VR, I must say. Not only is there a lot of different questions with trivia and stuff like that, but there's also VR elements that can only be done in VR. That sometimes you play mini games throughout the trivia that you're actually doing while you're trying to get the high score. So it really makes the whole trivia game interactive. It is really cool. I think they're doing a fantastic job with this game. They're still updating the game and adding new things and stuff like that, and I'm always excited to see what new updates to do. Of course, there's full multiplayer that you can play with your friends and stuff like that, or you can play, privately with your friends with room codes. All that stuff that you guys would expect in games are fully here, and I can't wait to see what they add next to this game. But what's here is already amazing. They really brought VR into the trivia game, and this is the best trivia game I've played in VR so far, and it's not even close. Trivia Crack VR coming in at number 5. The next one here coming in at number 4 is called Just Hoops. So Just Hoops is an arcade basketball game, and I think this game is really, really good, and it should 100% already be in the official store without question. There's so much variety in the game. This is the arcade basketball game that you guys remember where you're trying to get a high score and stuff, and it has multiplayer or single player and leaderboards and all that kind of stuff. But the variety is insane. There's so many different arcade basketball types that show up. They have theme ones to Halloween and Christmas and stuff like that they're doing seasonal. There's boards that move around. There's boards that stay still. There's even full hoops where you can actually shoot on a life-size basketball. There's just so much variety in this game. And this is fully fledged in my opinion, and like I said, it should already be in the official store. But if you're even a little bit into arcade basketball, check this one out. Just Hoops coming in at number 4. The next one here coming in at number 3 is Gravity League, another one that I definitely think should already be in the official store. There's so much good content here. This is basically either 1v1 or 2v2, and you're basically playing goalie, and it's first to 11 goals. And you're one player's on one side and one player's on the other, or again 2v2, and you're hitting the ball with these items that you have in your hand, or these gloves that you have in your hand in 0 gravity, and you're trying to hit the ball and go past your opponent behind them. And there's a good variety of customization with what's actually in your hand, like bats and gloves and stuff like that, where you're hitting the ball to the other side. There's power-ups in the game as well. There's mixed reality mode in here as well. There's customization that you can unlock with new athletes, balls, gloves, new stadiums that you play in to add variety to the actual stadium that you're playing in. There's DLC for campaign now. There's DLC for party modes to change it up. There's obviously multiplayer that you can play online. There's something for everybody in this game. This is some of the most fun I've had on an AppLab game in a very long time. It's a ton of fun, and I'm still playing this game all the time, and I'm super glad there's a campaign mode. More players need to be on this game. It is really good, and it's free to play right now with some DLC that they added, but you can go ahead and experience it right now. This is Gravity League coming in at number 3. The next one here coming in at number 2 is Glass Breakers Champions of Moss. So this is actually from the creators of Moss that you guys may have played, and they actually ventured into a very different type of game because this is a multiplayer game. It is an arena game, kind of like in the vein of what people have played before, like a MOBA and stuff like that, where you're basically playing 1v1 in real time against other players. You're picking your champions and stuff like that, and you're going at it against your opponent in a strategic battle. And what's really cool about this game is you're obviously in the Moss world, so you'll see a lot of the Moss characters from the story. A lot of the champions that you may recognize from the Moss series are here. The environments are fantastic. The graphics are great. And it is a really fun game, and it's definitely the best MOBA type game I've played in VR already, and this is still on AppLabs. They're developing this still, adding new things to it all the time, and what's here is already a ton of fun. Glass Breakers Champions of Moss coming in at number 2. And the last one here coming in at number 1 is Ghost of Tabor. So this is a game that you guys are, if you're familiar with games like DayZ and stuff like that, they're extraction VR FPS type games. This is what that game is. It is so much fun in VR. You're basically simultaneously playing PvP and PvE. You basically can avoid players in the game so they don't steal your loot, but you're also sometimes making friends with players so you can go ahead and team up together and scavenge for a variety of different loot like gear, weapons, attachments, ammo, medical, food, and water. And you can again squad up on your own if you want to, but you may want to squad up with others, and you're basically trying to get to the extraction point to get at with your life and your gear that you got without actually being killed by other players and stuff. There's a huge variety in the game of what you're actually doing, completing missions and stuff to unlock special things. And the social aspect of this game is of course a ton of fun because you don't know who to trust, who not to trust, who's on your team, and when they're going to backstab you and stuff like that. All of those things that you guys are familiar with games like DayZ is all in this VR game, and it's super fun and very unique. Not many games like this in VR. That is Ghost of Tabor coming in at number 1. Another one that I definitely think should be on the official store as well. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this list of my top 10 favorite AppLab games that you can go ahead and find. Make sure you go ahead and look these up. Make sure you put the exact name into the search of the MetaQuest store. That's the only way you're going to be able to find them. There's a lot to be had, a lot of fun to be had in the AppLab games, and I hope this gave you some games to actually look up and look forward to. So guys, if I missed anything, go ahead and leave your comments down below what your favorite AppLab games may be down in the comments. And thank you guys for watching. Until next time.